Hi, my name is Lionel Tan. I'm from Subang Jaya Gospel Center. RBS Residential Bible School has been a roller coaster experience for me. Personally, I had very mixed opinions if I wanted to come or if I didn't want to come. A part of me wanted to go for multiple reasons. One of the reasons I wanted to come is to gain new experience, especially through the OA mission. Another reason I wanted to come is because I realized that the people around me, they were losing their faith, and to be honest, I was about to give up on my own as well. But in my perspective, if I wanted to leave my faith, I had to know deeply what I was going to leave. To me, it was like you have to know your enemy before you go against your enemy. The final reason I wanted to come is because I made a deal with God. Basically, I said if I survive SPM, I'll come for RBS, and I survived RSPM. I survived SPM, and it's probably why I'm here on stage sharing my testimony. On the other end of the spectrum, the reason I didn't want to come is because of most of the RBS's reasons as well. It's because it's 5.5 weeks long. It's pretty long. Yeah, and another reason I didn't want to come is because we had to live in community, and I'm not really a community guy. Yeah, and I thought that living in a community would be a drag, and I was wasting my time here. And living in a community would make me feel very tired and worn out. But God works in mysterious ways, and turns out that was what I learned the most, living in community. Living in community has always been a struggle for me, because it's tiring for me. But by living in community, God has revealed to me so many things. For example, through the sharing of other students here in RBS, I've learned that I've taken so many things for granted. Things like the clothes on my back, the food I've been given, and my family. Hi. Also, living in community, I realize I've taken the little things for granted. When I say little things, they're pretty little, but I've realized through RBS as well. Little things such as hot water to shower, my own bed, and my personal space. Because in HCC, it's either you run for the hot water or you don't shower. Yeah. Also, in living in community, I've learned to be patient with others. Because RBS is not always sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be dispute, and I've learned to be patient and accepted with each other. I've learned to accept each other, everyone. Yeah. Another thing one of the things we did in RBS is this thing called book report. So basically, you buy a book, you read, and report. I bought this book written by John Ortberg. He writes about living in community and the importance of community. That was one of the main things I learned from that book. In that book, he says the reason why it's so important to live in community is because God made us to live in community. God made Adam and Eve. He didn't just make Adam. And I've learned that through community, I should not keep all my burdens. Instead, I should share them so that I don't get overburdened. Yeah. One of the things that stuck to me until 5.5 weeks later is what Zekwang said at our first dorm sharing. He said it goes along the lines of one of the fringe benefits of RBS is a community to share our burdens. At first, I was reluctant to open up because if I opened up, I'll be vulnerable, and to be honest, I couldn't trust anyone so easily. But however, after some time, after some of the students shared, I did break out of my shell, and I did open up. And when I did, it felt like a great burden has been taken off my shoulders. And most importantly, I learned that I should surrender my burdens to God as well. Another thing I've learned in RBS is the lies that the devil puts in our heads instead of believing in the truth that God has given to us. A lie I used to live is how little significance I had in this world. In this world, I felt really small and I felt like I was just another face in the crowd. However, God revealed to me His truth through RBS. This actually was the main highlight of my RBS journey. After talking to Colin about this, I prayed. I asked God to prove to me that I was significant to Him. And I said a really childish prayer. I said, if I'm significant to you, show me a butterfly. And the next day, I forgot about it. I forgot about my own prayer and my request to God. However, God did not forget. He still proved to me that I was significant, and I saw a butterfly. It was in the midst of rushing to class, because if you're late for class, you get locked outside and your dorm minus mark. And my dorm already minus mark don't know how many times. So gotta run for the dorm. So I was running to my dorm, I was gonna get my file. Then I see a butterfly, it fluttered past me, and then that's when I recalled my prayer, and it really meant a lot to me, and this is one of the memories that I want to cherish and I want to remember. Until He calls me home. Yes. Moving on, another thing I plan to continue to do after RBS is journaling. To me, journaling has played a big part in my RBS experience because personally, I'm not very good with words that's not written down. It's written down. Yeah, so I'm not very good with words written down because I get tongue-tied lah. So, but through journaling, it helped me to express what I feel in forms of words. Because to me, journaling it's more casual, it's less stressful, so it's easier for me to write. And I don't think it's coincidence, but Colin's my mentor, so he reads what I write, and he really helped me lah. He gave me advice, he offered advice, he pulled me out of what I was in, and I really appreciate that. Thanks, bro. When I started the journal, I made it a point that I was going to be honest and I will not shy away from the truths that I had buried deep down inside. And now all my problems are in that one book. And if anyone open it someday. But yeah, last but not least, the one lesson that resonated very well with me was the second lesson by Auntie Florence. It was about anger. So basically, I'm a very angry person. I have very little patience, and when I'm angry, I have very hot temper. So, but in RBS I learned anger it's a secondary emotion. Primary emotions would be emotions such as sadness and happiness. Anger, however, was a byproduct of other emotions which were embarrassment and pain. So at first when I heard about this, it didn't sit well with me because I couldn't understand, I couldn't comprehend what was taught. But when we did journaling, we were told to dig deep. So I dug deep, and God, He revealed to me the pains in my life, and after some counseling, I learned to let them go, because before the counseling, I was leeching on to these pains and I didn't want to let it go, and it continued to hurt me at the same time. So I've learned to let it go, I've learned to surrender it to God, and a heavy burden has been taken off me again. And now I've forgiven the people who have hurt me, and now with God's help, I plan to reconcile the relationships that was once so broken. Thank you.